What if I told you that the difference between getting generic responses from ChatGPT and getting responses you can actually implement has nothing at all to do with your technical background, but it has everything to do with how you start, then guide the conversation? Whether you're completely new to ChatGPT or you've tried it, you're using it, but feel like maybe you haven't quite unlocked its full potential, I'm going to show you a framework I created that will shift and improve your approach. Hi, I'm Andreas, and I created this channel to help people like you and me build confidence using AI. When you start applying the framework you're going to learn in this video, you will get answers that support what you're actually trying to accomplish. I'll show you exactly how to start, shape, and guide these conversations with ChatGPT. And make sure you stick around to the end. I'm also going to share a technique that instantly makes ChatGPT respond like an expert in any field. You can implement it right away without any coding or technical barriers. Let's learn what's possible. A lot of people approach ChatGPT with a one and done mindset. You type in a quick question, get an answer, and move on. But there's so much more you can do, especially in how you start the conversation. The more intentional approach uses ChatGPT as an adaptive partner. It can help you think through decisions, organize ideas, and turn scattered thoughts into clear steps. When you start using it this way, the responses start feeling like something you can build with. Let me walk you through the C.L.E.A.R framework, my prompting framework for getting consistently better results from ChatGPT. And then I'll show you exactly how each element works with real examples. C stands for clarify the task, being specific about what you want to do. L is lay out the context, giving ChatGPT the background it needs about you and your situation. E means examples, providing samples or specifics to guide the response. A is assess the output, evaluating what you get back and identifying what works or what needs adjustment. R is refine, using that feedback to improve the response until it's exactly what you need. The framework works in two parts. C, L, and E helps you start the conversation on a strong foundation, and A and R helps you guide it to the perfect result. Here's why this framework is so effective. ChatGPT learns from conversation, not commands. When you clarify first, giving it a clear target to aim for, when you lay out the context, you're helping it understand your specific situation rather than having it give you general advice. Examples guide its style and approach, showing it exactly what success looks like. And assessment with refinement turns a good response into exactly what you need, because every exchange, every back and forth makes ChatGPT smarter about exactly what you're trying to do. Step 1, clarify the task. Let me show you what a strong prompt that hits the mark looks like. Then we'll break down exactly why it works. I'm putting together a short talk for my Chamber of Commerce group about how local businesses can use social media more effectively. Can you give me 3 to 5 talking points with simple language and real-world examples? So what made that prompt so effective at clarifying the task? Look at this part. I'm putting together a short talk for my Chamber of Commerce group. That's the C in action. It tells ChatGPT exactly what you're trying to accomplish, not just asking for social media advice. You're asking and building something specific, a talk. And it gets even more clear with 3 to 5 talking points with simple language and real world examples. That tells ChatGPT exactly how to deliver what you need. That's how you move from generic advice to something that's ready to use. Now, clarity is just the foundation. There's one element that most people completely skip, and it's the difference between getting advice that could work for anyone versus advice that's tailored specifically for your situation. I'll show you that next. Step 2, lay out the context. But first, let me show you a new prompt and see if you can spot the C that we just learned. I'm planning a trip to Italy and need help creating a 1-week itinerary. I enjoy exploring historical sites and experiencing authentic local cuisine. I prefer a thoughtful pace with no more than one major activity per day. And I want to focus on smaller towns and local culture rather than hitting all the major tourist attractions. Did you catch the C? It's right at the beginning, creating a 1-week itinerary. That clearly tells ChatGPT what you're trying to accomplish. So where is the L, laying out the context in this prompt? Look at everything after the task is clarified. I enjoy exploring historical sites and experiencing authentic local cuisine. I prefer a thoughtful pace with no more than one major activity per day. And I want to focus on smaller towns and local culture rather than hitting all the major tourist attractions. That's all context. It tells ChatGPT who you are and what matters to you when you travel. Why does this context work so well? Because ChatGPT doesn't know who you are or what matters to you until you tell it. This prompt gives ChatGPT enough information to suggest the right kind of trip for you. Instead of recommending the standard Rome, Florence, Venice tourist route, it can suggest charming hill towns, local cooking classes, and authentic restaurants that match your actual travel style. It's the difference between getting a generic one-size-fits-all itinerary and a trip that actually fits how you like to travel. But here's where it gets really powerful. In just a moment, I'll show you how to give ChatGPT examples that make it sound like it's reading your mind. This next technique is what separates beginners from people who get incredible results. Step 3, examples. This is the E in the C.L.E.A.R framework, providing ChatGPT with specific examples or references that help guide its response. Let me show you an example of an example. Building on our Italy trip planning, you might add, last year we went to Spain and loved exploring the smaller towns like Ronda rather than rushing through Barcelona. We really enjoyed the cooking classes we took in Sevilla, but the flamenco show felt a bit too touristy for us. We also discovered that staying near local markets made our mornings much more enjoyable. That entire section is E in action. Examples and references from your actual experiences. This kind of detail helps ChatGPT understand not just what you want to do in Italy, but how you like to experience travel. It can then suggest similar small towns, authentic cooking experiences, and accommodations near local markets rather than generic tourist attractions. You know what? If you're already seeing how this framework can transform the way you work with ChatGPT, you're going to love what comes next. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm building an entire series that shows you exactly how to apply these techniques to real life situations. Don't miss out on becoming one of those people who makes AI look effortless. Now let me show you how to turn good responses into perfect ones. Step 4, assess and refine. This covers both A and R in the C.L.E.A.R framework, assessing what you get back and refining it through conversation. Here's why this works so well. ChatGPT was designed to learn and adjust from feedback within the same conversation. When you respond with guidance, asking for a tweak, a different angle, or more detail, it doesn't just make that change. It actually updates its understanding of what you're looking for and applies insight to shape the next response. Every back and forth makes ChatGPT smarter about exactly what you're trying to accomplish. Let me show you how this works with a strong, clear prompt. I run a marketing consulting business and need to write a letter to my clients announcing a 15% price increase starting January 1st. I've been at the same rates for 3 years despite rising costs, and I've significantly expanded the services I provide. My clients are mostly small business owners who value long-term relationships, but are also cost-conscious. I've seen other consultants lose clients by being too direct about price increases without explaining the value. I want the tone to be professional and appreciative, explain the reasoning clearly, and emphasize the additional value they're receiving. Please write a one-page letter that maintains goodwill while being direct about the change. ChatGPT gave me a solid response, but I can see a few areas that could use refinement. This is where the A and R part of C.L.E.A.R really shines. I'm going to assess what's working and what needs adjustment, then refine through conversation. Here are 3 refinements I want to make. First, can you make the opening more confident and less apologetic? Second, the bullet list feels overwhelming. Can you simplify how you present the added value? And third, add specific next steps and a timeline for their response. And this process continues. You keep assessing and refining through conversation until the letter is written exactly how you need it to be. That's the power of starting strong, then guiding using the C.L.E.A.R framework to shape it into the perfect result. Now, I promised you a technique that instantly transforms any ChatGPT conversation. This next tip is so simple, but it's what separates people who get okay results from those who get mind-blowing responses. Let's unlock it. Before you start writing a prompt, give ChatGPT the context of the role you want it to take on. If you're writing a prompt asking ChatGPT to help put together a simple weekly meal plan, tell it what expert role you want it to assume. A powerful act as role should do 3 things. Define the specific type of expert you need, include relevant experience or specialization, and set the context for how it should respond. Instead of just saying, act as a nutritionist, try something like, act as a registered dietitian with 15 years experience helping busy professionals create sustainable meal plans that fit their schedules and health goals. ChatGPT will shift into that role and respond with the knowledge and approach of that specific expert. Try it once and you'll see how much more targeted and useful the results become. I know learning a framework can feel like a lot at first, so I created a companion guide that explains the C.L.E.A.R framework with real examples you can try as you practice. You can grab it using the link in the description below. It's designed to work alongside these videos so you have everything you need to start using ChatGPT with confidence. You now have the clear framework that separates people who get incredible results with ChatGPT from those who struggle getting generic responses. But here's the thing, knowing how to have a great conversation with ChatGPT is just the beginning. You still need to know how to write that strong first prompt that sets everything up for success. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to craft strong opening prompts using real examples. You'll see specific words and phrases that make ChatGPT respond like it's reading your mind. If this helped you understand how to get better results with ChatGPT, be sure to like and subscribe or even share this video. Thanks so much for watching.